Hello, I'm Scheherazade Tompkins Lewis, and I work with the Occupational Safety and Health Administration in Washington, D.C. Today, I am joined by my colleague Kendra Jefferson, Assistant Regional Administrator with OSHA in Region 6. Thank you, Kendra, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, today I would like for us to have a conversation about OSHA's inspection process, particularly how workers are involved in this process and how OSHA communicates the status of a complaint to the worker who filed the complaint. So today, can you tell me how are workers involved in inspections?
Well, worker representatives have the right to accompany the OSHA inspector during the inspection. Now, workers themselves have the right to speak to the inspector one on one in a private area. Eh, we want to have a confidential type of conversation. We encourage you to tell us about the hazards that are outside on the work floor, if there have been any injuries or illnesses or accidents that have happened present or past. Um, we just want to have that open line of communication because sometimes when we get on site, it might not look like it does on a normal basis. So if you can share those different types of insight with us, it's very helpful for us to get the information we need to ensure safe and healthful working conditions.
Okay. And so let's say if I make a complaint, how would I find out about what happens with that complaint?
Sure. After we've completed our investigation, we kind of develop a response to the complaint. If it is a non-formal investigation, the employer has 5 working days to respond to us, but they can request additional time. And um, in the event that we are dealing with an on site type of inspection, citations and proposed penalties must be provided to the employer within that 6 month time frame of the violation's actual occurrence.
So it's important then to contact OSHA as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Because from where we sit, we want to correct the hazard as soon as possible, and we need the employer to do so. So we have those conversations with them. We only have a certain period of time to correct the hazard, and we do not want any additional time where the employee is exposed to the hazard or can be injured, or there might be additional illnesses to the worker themselves. So we will, after we've done all of that, we send a letter to the worker, and then it might have citations and proposed penalties included in that. And to the employer, the copies of the citations must be posted where the violation actually occurred. And this ensures that the worker that may have been exposed to the hazardous condition understands the time that it takes to correct that hazard.
Okay. It's great to hear um, that there is some worker involvement in these inspections, and also that there are ways that OSHA actually communicates and follows up with the complainant about what happens with their complaint. So it's really great to hear that. And I think also a really nice way to wrap up our conversation would be to remind everyone that as a worker, you have the right to a safe work environment. This includes receiving workplace safety and health training in a language that you understand, working on machines that are safe, and being protected from toxic chemicals, right?
Yes, exactly. And remember that you have the right to speak up about hazards without the fear of retaliation. It is illegal for an employer to fire you, demote you, transfer you to a different work area, or otherwise retaliate against a worker who complains to OSHA and exercises their legal rights. If you believe that you have been retaliated against in any way, file a complaint with our whistleblower division within 30 days of the alleged retaliation. And it is so important to remember workers are covered regardless of their immigration status.
Exactly. Kendra, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today. To learn more about your workplace rights, please visit our website at www.osha.gov. Thank you.
Thank you.